All right, let's go ahead and get this meeting called to order. This is the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees meeting on August 9th. It is about 7:02. I'm calling this meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Trustee Hussein Berry.
Here.
Trustee Patrick D'Ambrosio.
Here.
Trustee Roxanne McDonald.
Here.
Trustee Adel Mozub here. Trustee Mary Petlishka.
Here.
Trustee Irene Watts.
Here.
Chair James Thorpe.
Here. Next item, please.
Approval of minutes. Approval of the following minutes of the Board of Trustees. Regular meeting, June 14th, 2021. Financial Stability Ad Hoc Committee meeting, June 23rd, 2021. Audit Committee meeting, June 29th, 2021. Special meeting, July 16th, 2021. Closed session, July 16th, 2021. Recommended action, make any necessary corrections, and move to approve these minutes.
So move. Support.
You guys are wrecking
I'll
sync.
go with the motion was made by Trustee D'Ambrosio and supported by Trustee Berry. Are there any corrections to any of these minutes, or can I attach in a unanimous roll? All right, hearing none, we'll attach unanimous roll to that. Next item, please.
Recognition and acknowledgements.
Thank you, President Cavaluna, Chair Thorpe, and members of the board. My name is Brandon Macrina. I'm from Sterling Heights, and I am a 2019 graduate of Stevenson High School. I accepted a scholarship to play NCAA Division II basketball at Urbana University in Ohio right out of high school. In the summer of 2020, Urbana went out of business, and I found a new home at Henry Ford College. Despite the challenges we all face competing during the pandemic, I found success in the classroom, on and off the court. I earned second team all-conference honors and helped my team advance to the NJCAA National Championship. This summer, I received a scholarship offer from Christian Brothers University in Memphis, Tennessee, another NCAA Division II university. But I've chosen to return to HFC to again excel in the classroom, on and off the court, and help my teammates make a run for the national championship title. Now I am pleased to read this month's HFC's Board Acknowledgements. HFC's Office of Veteran Services successfully completed a compliance survey with the Michigan State Approving Agency on July 8, 2021. This compliance survey is regularly conducted to ensure that payments made to trainees in receipt of Department of Veteran Affairs education benefits are correct. The enrollment services teams have been busy getting students ready for the fall semester and are offering a new drop-in service via Zoom, a popular service option for students. In July, they served 540 students via Zoom. In addition, they have handled 3,913 calls. Both of these services involved assisting students with various services from administration to financial aid, registration, records, and payments. The assessment team proctored 286 tests and also helped with NAT testing. The Untitled Enrollment Services team also partnered with other divisions to provide third Thursdays extended hours to students. Nazreen Muru, HFC biology student, received the award for Outstanding Biology Student of the Year. Nazreen has always been intrigued by the natural interactions that occur within biology and finds the study of human body and life itself fascinating. She will be transferring from HFC to U of M Ann Arbor into their pre-med program. Congratulations, Nazreen. Sherry Clipper DeVogel, academic advisor, received a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in the Workplace certificate offered by the University of South Florida Muma College of Business. The 7-week program, created in partnership with the Tampa Bay Lightning and Jabil, focuses on ways for organizations to create diverse workplaces, address equity issues, and foster inclusivity. Congratulations, Sherry. Thank you for the opportunity to be this month's reader. Are there any questions I can answer for you?
Yes, Brandon, you're at a little bit of a disadvantage. You haven't been on the hot seat before, but the students who sit there or stand there like you usually endure some questions from me and then from some of the board. But I've seen you play under some pretty stress-filled conditions, so I know you can perform. But I do have a couple questions. I noticed that you are wearing a particular T-shirt today, and I don't want anyone to be misconstrued with that. You just walk around with a T-shirt and not caring what it looks like, because there's a particular message on that shirt that I wonder if you could share with the board. What is that shirt?
Yeah, this past year, in the 2020-2021 basketball season, me and my team at HFC went to the national tournament for the basketball.
And you brought home a T-shirt.
Yeah, we brought home a T-shirt.
And you're proud to wear it. In fact, I got one of those T-shirts too, and I didn't even play on the team, and I wear it around here too. If I could wear it up here, I would. So I'm glad to see you wearing the shirt. And I read over your remarks, Brandon, and I was a little bit down when I was reading them, thinking I was going to say, oh, he's going to get a scholarship to a new school, and we're only going to have Brandon for 1 year, because I remember watching you play so well, and you're really effective at the three-point shot. For your size, it's a pretty hard thing to defend. In fact, there were that one school down in the national championship didn't figure it out, frankly. But I see that Christian Brothers couldn't take you away.
Yeah.
So you're going to come back. That's why I got to the bottom of this, and I smiled, and I thought, oh, this is pretty great. Brandon's going to be back. What is it at HFC that made you think, you know what, I want to stay here? You got a scholarship to Christian Brothers. It's a Division II school. What's working at HFC for you?
All my life through basketball, I've always had decent coaches, but I just feel like this past year I've had the best coaching staff by far, and I just feel like they can really help me and put me in an even better position I am in now. And I just feel like I can excel from there and go further if I stay another year.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to talk about your coach in just a minute. But I'm going to force you to talk about something other than basketball. How's school going? How's classes? You went through a pandemic. Your first year here, it was not the kind of... I talked to this board about how you guys had to practice and play a game without a coach. And
yeah.
But there must have been struggles in the classroom, too. How's it going?
Right now, I'm all good. I'm scheduled for classes this fall, and I would say previously last year, it all went pretty good, honestly. At my last school, I had a hiccup in the first semester, but I've turned it around, and I'm doing pretty good here now, so I'm enjoying it. Good.
Well, I look forward to seeing you play this fall and winter in a national championship game, I hope. Certainly the tournament. And Mr. Chairman, I don't have any other questions except to say congratulations to you, Brandon, and your team. And I'll make some comments about your coach. So don't leave, Chris. I'll make some comments later.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't go anywhere. You may have some questions from my bosses.
Any questions? Trustee Petlishkov.
Yeah, because I'm going to go down the same path as you as to, and you might be uncomfortable or it might be awkward to answer sincerely. I'm not going to say truthfully or honestly, but it might put you in an awkward position. You went to a different school where you had a scholarship, and it appears that the main focus was the basketball as one of your motivations to choose where you choose. I don't know whether that's true or not. When the school folded for whatever reasons, and you had to come back and re-find a new home, were you aware of our school and what we had to offer outside of the world of college basketball?
I've heard of it just because it's around the area of where I stay. So I live in Sterling Heights area, so I've heard of it just off of that. But
my nephews and nieces went to Eisenhower, so I'm aware of the neighborhood as well.
So that's really how I've known of it all my life, basically, throughout high school. And when Urbana closed down, I had known Coach Shep from high school, so I just reconnected with him right away, and I decided this would be a great fit for me.
So he helped talk you into...
Yeah, he definitely did.
Well, that's why I wanted to find what motivated you when you came back, and now it's great to hear that you're going to continue on and not only stay for the basketball, but get a associate's degree, I hope, and then move on into your 4-year career as well. I would assume.
Yeah, so, that's definitely the plan.
I appreciate your checking us out. Despite starting down in a different direction, it's one. And if you want to speak highly to your friends, please feel free.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Moses?
Yeah. Brandon, what's your area of study?
Business administration. That's what it was at Urbana, and I stayed at the same route. But I really just took my general classes this year.
Okay. Well, what are you planning to do in the future?
Business. So if I'm really interested in business, I actually started gutter cleaning business and window washing, really exterior home improvement services. So that's what I do: school, basketball, and exterior
work.
home services.
Nice. Best wishes.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you serve at Dearborn with gutter cleaning?
Yeah, I definitely can.
Okay.
Do you know how to get a hold of them?
We'll talk.
It's very hard to get somebody to
Could have
do
used that
gutters.
last week. All right, any additional questions? Brandon, I look forward to seeing you on the court this fall. I think it'll be easy to bring my family since my wife is a Sterling Heights Stevenson graduate. She will be glad to see somebody else from her school.
Sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate this.
Thanks. Did you want to?
I can just go into president's items if you prefer.
Well, before you do that one thing that was mentioned in the acknowledgements is of our one student, Nazreen, that received an award for Outstanding Biology Student of the Year. She's transferring from HFC to U of M Ann Arbor. Now, what that means in our world is that we don't get to count her as a person that completed here with the way that the government counts. And they always want to make sure and kind of throw it in people's faces is what's your completion rate or your graduation rate. Well, she received an award for being the Outstanding Biology Student of the Year, but it's going to be a black mark on us. So I sure hope that those that make these rules will look over some things and think that maybe there is some tweaks that need to be performed. So if you want to move on to the next item.
Yep. Next item is president's items.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary and Mr. Chair. I have to say it is with some joy that I see you all here because we're back together, and I find that to be enthusiasm-driven for me and also hopefully optimistic about what the future holds for us. But it also gives me a chance to see some of my colleagues here that we've been looking at each other through the computer, and it's really a different experience. And I want to call out some of my colleagues, and frankly, I see one of our graduates here, because it's exciting to see you all, and it's part of one of the things that I really enjoy doing is calling out people who are associated with the college and make us proud. And Brandon's coach is the first one I want to talk about, and that's Mr. Shepard, Coach Shepard. I call him Chris, and I see him a lot on the campus, and he's here today, and I think this is an example of why he's a good member of our community and a good leader. He's a young man. If you can't tell, he's probably even younger than me, and he's got the hair problem that I do with stress. So he works hard, but he's got a young family. They live more than 45 minutes away from here, and he's here to support Brandon. And Brandon, you did a fantastic job, and that's hard, standing in front of everybody reading a script like that. Again, I'm not surprised you did well, and I'm not surprised that Coach Shepard is one of the reasons that you find HFC to be a good place for you. You may not know this, but Coach Shepard is the best coach in the league, and that's from the voices of his opponents. They all vote for the best coach in the league, and they voted Coach Shepard the best coach in the league, and not just 1 year or 2 years. Last year was the third year. And you might wonder why that is. Well, first of it, it's because he tells students that there's a real meaningful opportunity to play basketball on a good team, but also at an institution that cares about you. And you heard living evidence of that today. But some other small, quiet things that he does is keep folks like Brandon engaged at a college like ours, despite other colleges trying to take him elsewhere. And the small things matter for these people, and they're emblematic about how we want to treat our students. You know, his wife probably doesn't like it, but you'll find a trunk full of textbooks in this man's trunk, sharing them with his students that are his students and then his players, and then trying to help drive down the cost of college so that they can be successful at HFC and through life. And you'll also, if you do spend time around him, and you can tell I do, because I still dream about being decent at basketball, he cares about these students enough that he helps them grow and mature along with winning. And I've seen him lose some games too, and that's another place that he's very effective in teaching students how to make the transition from a competitive, skilled young person into a team-oriented professional. And I just, Coach Shepard, I'm glad to see you. I look forward to your team in the future. And Brandon, I couldn't have said it better. You do have a great coaching staff, and I hope you do know that all of us who represent the college are proud of what you're doing. I also see one of our graduates, Byron Brooks. Yes, Trustee McDonald.
I just want to, Coach Shepard, would you stand up for a moment so that we can all see you? And I also want to give you a hand. Thank you for what you do.
So I also see Byron Brooks, who's one of our most prized graduates. You know Byron Brooks from a lot of different things. In fact, if you're on social media, you sometimes wonder if he's got a social media account for almost everything he's doing. But of course, Mr. Brooks was a student here, the president of Student Council, a graduate, transferred to Ferris State University, served on a presidential selection committee. That was some of his best work. And
I don't think he put your name forward.
well, I've never asked him that, Trustee Telishkoff. Of course, just recently graduated from Ferris State University. Now is on his way to U of M Ann Arbor in graduate school. And it's good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And I think the last time we saw each other, maybe one of the last times we saw each other, was at the Collage concert. And I hope to be able to see you again there sometime. I see my friend and colleague, President of Local 71, Joe Zitnick, who's here. And I congratulate you on an effective and professional negotiation and path forward with the relationship between the board and your collective bargaining unit. Reuben Bruckley is sitting right behind him. This poor guy has more construction projects than any facilities director would ever imagine he'd want. But he's doing a great job building a department there. And I talked to some of the trustees on the policy committee just about an hour ago. If you are interested in a potential silver lining to how few people we have on campus because of the pandemic, the silver lining is walking through the campus. You're going to see the living, breathing results of construction to help this campus improve. And it goes from everything to the cracked sidewalks that Mr. Brooks had to traverse that are now being straightened up, to a new way to heat and cool our buildings that will, as Mr. Satkowski probably says in his sleep, will pay for itself over 15 years. Those pipes are going in the ground and you can see them. And Reuben probably has cold sweats when I say it, but we haven't even moved to the construction project that is the tech building that we're all so excited about. But all those things are going on right now, and in the process, Reuben is bringing on new professionals to his team that are skilled and excited, and that team's diversity and professionalism is increasing under his leadership. So, Reuben, it's good to see you, and I sometimes wonder if I'm going to see whether you keep standing because you got so much going on, but we all see the work you're doing. So, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to say I didn't have a whole lot of remarks prepared except that I see some of my colleagues here, and I could go on and on. I missed several people, but I think you probably want me to stop talking eventually, and so I'll just say this. It's good to be back with you all, and here is another example for what you all as trustees can be very proud of, is these people I just discussed with you. They either are changing their lives through education or changing other people's lives through education, or doing both at the same time. And it really feels enthusiasm in my heart when I can show you them personally. So I appreciate your opportunity to do that. We've got a fall semester starting, Mr. Chairman. We'll do a State of the College at the end of this month, which I know you'll be there, but I'll invite any of the trustees to join us. It'll be a kind of a hybrid event where we'll have folks in person, and we'll also have an opportunity for individuals to watch through some type of an electronic means. And I look forward to that presentation where we'll talk more about the future of the college. And I think that's a better venue for that, which is why I spent my time today just kind of showcasing how great it is to be back together through living and seeing people that we work with. So, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate your time, and I'll take any questions you have.
Any questions for President Cavalluna? I see none. It is good to it's a good chance to get back face to face, to be able to interact in person with each other. So next item, please.
Next item, action items, citizen participation. Citizens wishing to address the board on agenda and non-agenda items for action who have submitted a blue card to the secretary may speak at this time. The board may not be in a position to respond to non-agenda items, therefore, speakers should not anticipate an immediate response to their comments or questions. For the benefit of all concerned, do not mention the names of students or college employees. Please limit comments to 3 minutes. We do not have any
All right.
blue cards.
Next item, please.
Special consideration of an item. Are there any action items on this agenda which board members or the president wish to discuss and vote on separately? If there are, we will exclude them from the motion below. Move to approve action items 1 through 10 as recommended in this.
11.
11? Oh,
There's-
yeah.
There was the one supplemental item.
Then move to approve action items numbers 1 through 11 as recommended in this agenda.
We need a roll call vote for 10.
Number 10.
So we'll have
That has to be
a
polled.
separate
Yeah.
roll call then. I have a question, not a, I wouldn't,
Hold on
not
a
like it to
second.
be pulled, but, yeah.
Let's
You gotta
make
move.
sure we get the motion going
Yeah.
first.
So
the-
then-
the motion would be to approve action items 1 through
1 through,
11.
1 through 10, right?
No, 11.
11.
With the exception of 10.
Okay.
Right.
So moved.
Support.
All right, we've got the motion made by trustee Barry, supported by trustee Petlicoff. If you want to go ahead with your question, trustee Moses.
Yeah, I have a question on the last item. So currently we're,
I'm sorry, last item, the supplemental item, or?
no, action item number 8.
Okay.
Which is the management, the HR management software. So currently, the current company is moving or ending the subscription with Cornerstone and bringing a new software. So are we realizing any savings from the ending of Cornerstone then?
Mr. Chairman and Trustee Moses, I think Fred Steiner would be the best person to, and Mr. Steiner, if you could approach the podium, and you can shake your head no if you're not the best person to answer this question.
I'm willing to.
Okay.
Do you need a minute?
Yes, there are several reasons to make this move. One is that the agreement between Cornerstone and Illusion is at its termination point. So Illusion will no longer support Cornerstone. Cornerstone no longer wants to work with Illusion, and they'll go off on their own. Illusion is the central management system that the college uses. It covers every area of the college, from HR to student registration, student records, the finance end, including purchasing, IT. So it's the integrated computer system that we use throughout the college. The agreement between Cornerstone and Illusion expires in January 2022. Based on the last full fiscal year price, the college spent about a little bit over $47,000 with Cornerstone. And about the only comparison I can make is to the first year of the agreement with Illusion and our new supplier. And that comes to about roughly $37,000 for the first year.
So we're seeing an equal then, we're just transferring the funds from Cornerstone to
Well,
Illusion.
We pay Illusion, and through them, they have a contract with Cornerstone. So we will be paying Illusion, and they will then be passing a payment on to NeoEd We're not only saving $10,000 in that transition year, but NeoEd has quite a bit more capability than the Cornerstone program does. So I know that the folks in HR spent many, many months, and Vice President Gongo worked very closely with them throughout the whole process, along with Joe Zipnick, our IT director, to guide through the process and take a look at alternatives and settle on the NeoEd by Elution product.
Great. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
Trustee Barry.
My question is regarding number 3, buying the 2 Ford trucks.
Before you get into that, did you have a question for Mr. Stein?
Oh, I am so sorry. No, I
No,
don't.
that's okay.
My question was also related to number 3, and I think that he'd probably be the best.
Glad to handle that one.
All
too.
right. Let's move on. Go on, Trustee Barry.
Looks like we're buying 2 nice trucks that we can use here. My question is regarding the trade-ins.
Yes.
What kind of condition are they in?
They are in horrible condition. 2 do not run at all,
Okay,
and 1 should not be running. We
Okay.
don't take it on public roads because it wouldn't meet any modern safety standards.
this isn't something that we can use in our department for parts or,
Really, we've scavenged every possible part off of the 2 dead ones to help rebuild the
I'm
3rd
good
one
with
that
that.
barely
I'm good.
moves. And
just wanted, because I know right now, like, all the dealerships are begging for trade-ins, and I'm like, wow, $300.
well,
or
I
$1,500.
was astounded that we got any kind of trade-in price, and
Considering they're gonna
the fact that
tow it
one
off.
dealer gave us $500 apiece for them, I thought was, a bonanza. But
Okay, good. I appreciate that, thank you.
it would have cost us a lot of money just to haul them off campus, if we didn't try a trade-in. And this might answer Trustee McDonald's question about trade-ins. And we typically, with
let me
any of the
ask that
college-owned
question first.
vehicles, we will offer the
Mr. Steiner,
trade-in when we buy a new one.
Just so I'm clear, Trustee McDonald was very kind in calling me and asking me a detailed question on this, and I think she's right to make the question on the record here for you. So while you know what the question is, because I relayed it to you, Mr. Steiner, I think Trustee McDonald would like to pose the question. Is that fair?
Yes, please. It's a little different than Trustee Barry's question, but on the same item. We have the bids that came in for the 2 F-350s that we're going to purchase.
Right.
Were so close that actually the difference in what were offered to the trade-in changed or made a difference in who received the bid. So my question is that part of the process when the bid is put out, that the trade-ins are included?
Yes,
Or
it
at what
is.
point does that come into play?
No, it's specifically stated up front so that every potential bidder has the same information. And we ask specifically for a net cost. So the new vehicles plus any accessories, less any trade-ins, give us your best pricing for, this whole package.
Okay, that's what I assumed, but I wanted to make sure that it was all encompassing. And I don't know if there's any other items that we purchased that may have something similar, that there is a component that isn't actually part of the purchase, but may sway some of the bids that we get. Are all those, and I can't think of examples on top of my head, but with this, it's a trade-in. Are there other examples that we do that? And I'm assuming that in all of those, we put the scope out front, including all the components that would
Yes, that's right.
encompass the bid.
In some cases, we may be asking for accessories to go with, for instance, when we buy floor scrubbers, we'll also ask for a certain supply of brushes to go with the floor scrubbers.
Okay.
But we're looking for a total net price for the whole bundle of goods or services that we're looking for.
Okay. All right, thank you.
They're going to come chip-equipped. Chip-equipped. They got
Well, these
those
are 22 models.
Yeah,
so
22,
Yes.
When do you
yeah.
expect delivery?
Yeah,
Well, that's the crushing part.
That's
We
what I was
finally
really-
got to bid out the trucks. Delivery time is approximately 8 months.
Oh, boy.
So they won't come in
They're not on the
till-
lot already.
So those
Yeah.
snow plows.
No,
won't
no,
have the
there's nothing on the lot. These will be built.
Yeah,
But
I figured that.
as I'm sure people are aware, the delays in production and chip shortages and everything else. So it might be mid to late April before we actually get delivery.
So we'll continue pushing those inoperables around the parking lot.
That's right. A lot of snow shovels and snow blowers and contractors. So,
Thank you.
Any additional questions for any of the action items? I've got one question on agenda item 10. Do we need to pull that for a roll call vote, or can we do a roll call vote for everything and then it's included?
No, I think it has to be separate.
Keep it
It has to
separate?
be a separate.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr.
Wanted to
Chair-
confirm.
Mr. Chairman, may I make a statement? Of course, I can't vote, but, and I almost never do this, but may I make a statement about action item number 11?
After we vote on it? Or before?
Before. And I don't plan to advocate, I just want to add some context, because this was a late added item.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a colleague in the audience who's from this collective bargaining unit, the Adjunct Faculty Organization. And this agenda item is to ratify a tentative agreement with the collective bargaining unit. And I'll just be candid, the collective bargaining unit had wished that my administration had moved quicker in the negotiations, and I asked the board to take this up in somewhat of a different sequence than normal, in an attempt to tip my hat to the AFO, saying, I hear your concerns about that, and I'm hopeful about the outcome of this item on the agenda, but I needed you to know, to all the AFO members, that I hear your concerns. I do believe and I appreciate the work that you all put into this collective bargaining process, and I'm sure that your concerns about the timing of negotiations will not be revisited, and I've talked to the president of the local about that. So thank you to the AFO for hearing me on that point, and I look forward to working with the AFO no matter the outcome of this negotiation, because they're good partners, and they were good partners in this negotiation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so we've got the recommended action item has been moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Then going to action item number 10. Trustee Moses, could you
Sure.
read the recommended action
Move
item?
to approve that the Board of Trustees enter into a closed session to comply with the Michigan Open Meeting Act, Section 8E and Section 8H. Purpose of the closed session is to consult with its attorneys regarding trial settlement strategy in connection with the specific pending litigation matters, including Bedry versus Henry Ford College, Federal District Court, case number 2:18-CV-14064-AJJ-APP, and Robinson versus Henry Ford College, EEOC number 471-2021-01369.
So moved?
Support.
Motion was made by trustee McDonald, supported by trustee Barry. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee D'Ambrosio?
Yes.
Trustee McDonald?
Yes.
Trustee Mazza? Yes. Trustee Petlicoff?
Yes.
Trustee Watts?
Yes.
Chair Thorpe?
Yes. We will wait until we finish with our regular business to go into the closed session, just so no one feels obligated to stay here and wait for us to come back in. We will come back into our regular meeting, though, when we finish the closed session. Next action item, please. I'm sorry, next item, please.
We approved that one. Okay. Boards of Trustees, business, acknowledgement of correspondence.
Seeing none, next item.
Board committee reports.
Trustee Barry.
Yes, the policy committee met just before this meeting, and we were just really setting up the game plan to moving forward, discussing the different policies that we're going to be going over. Very good news that we're going to be implementing an employee handbook, too. We are working with HRAA, so that's HR Advantage Advisory Group. This is going to be helping us with our policies regarding our employment policies. So we're going to be starting next month, and you'll be getting more information.
Great.
Anything else to add? Good, thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Petlicoff.
It's not about, I remember now that I received, and I don't know if everybody else did, so if they didn't, I will have to give it to Kathy to send to everybody a correspondence from John McDonald concerning a prior request for naming rights that hasn't been revisited yet. I don't know if everybody received it.
I received it too, and
I do
it's
not
all-
recall receiving it.
Okay, it just came last week.
Okay, yeah, I did not receive it.
I didn't either, Mary.
Okay, so I will get that
Thanks.
to you, Kathy.
Mine came several weeks ago.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Mine came a couple weeks ago in the mail, and I'm glad
I
you
received
brought it
one
up.
too.
Yeah, it just dawned on me because we haven't been having
We
a
haven't
regular
had a meeting for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I'll be sure and dig it off my coffee table.
Thanks. Trustee D'Ambrosio.
Yes, we're in the process of the 360 meeting. We've sent out questionnaires to 10% at random. They're due on 8/13. So please make sure that everybody returns their questions.
And just to elaborate, we completed the regular presidential evaluation a month ago. But one thing that was called for in the contract was for a 360 evaluation, and that is what the survey that just went out to a random sampling of employees here at the college. So if you received that, it does not take much time. Please take a few minutes to go through it and give us any feedback to help President Cavalluna going forward. Any additional committee reports? Next item.
Request for information and/or future agenda items.
Trustee Petlicoff.
Yeah, I know we're just going to be starting the new semester. Can we have a quick synopsis of what the combination of hybrid versus in-person, the final tally kind of looks like, and whether we are showing some missing components of classes that students were looking for that they weren't able to take, be it either virtual or in person?
Yes, and I will report that to the board.
Thank you.
I will say from the core meetings that we've had, they've really been on top of that, and they know what's coming, they're able to
Right.
analyze it, so.
I'd just like to see how
Yeah,
everything kind of shakes
absolutely.
out.
But they have been really on top of what's requested and what's desired, and the students enabled to adjust accordingly.
Any-
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Trustee McDonald.
Just because we've been involved in COVID for so long and we've been off the campus so long, I would like, and it doesn't have to be anytime real soon, but in the not too distant future, an update on the foundation.
Yeah, I think that's apt. Of course, we have a couple different options for that, and I know that the ad hoc committee will have a presentation by Vice President Best on some of that information also. You know what, Trustee McDonald, what I'll do is evaluate, in that meeting, I believe, Trustee Moses, your committee meets in 2 days. Tomorrow.
Isn't it tomorrow?
No, Wednesday, the 11th.
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, it's the 10th?
Okay. So Trustee McDonald, that presentation will happen tomorrow, and I will contemplate whether to show that presentation to you either by recording it or showing you the deck, and then we can contemplate whether you all would like to have a presentation at a board meeting like that, or to hold small group meetings. But at the very least, the answer is yes. And the very bottom line is that the foundation has, in the last 3 years, grown by 32%
I'm
in
sure
its
there's some
endowment.
good work going on, but I'd just like to see what it is.
Yeah, and we'll find a way, maybe multiple ways to give the opportunity to see that information.
Wonderful, and I know they're busy, so if recording it when they present to the ad hoc committee is the most efficient way to do it regarding their time, I have no issue with that.
Okay.
Trustee Moses.
Yeah, I'll be asking at the P to 12, next P to 12 meeting for this as well. For the sake of transparency, I'd like to see the cost or the revenue that's coming from the additional funds from the federal government with the CARES Act and then the ESSER funds as well, broken down to where they went for the college and as well as posted on our website, on the college website.
So, Secretary Moses, so that I'm clear and I get it, I understand the information you want. I just want to be clear on the sources of the revenue. What were those sources? Did you say Carissa?
Well, there's CARES, but
CARES
there's
and
different,
ESSER.
different
And
money was
ESSER.
going to the different groups. So would you want to broaden it to say that funds that came as part of COVID relief?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, and
Would that be
yes, yes. And I will report that out to the board and then wait for direction about how and where to distribute it, if to distribute it publicly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any additional requests for information or future agenda items? All right, next item.
Board member commentary?
All right, next item.
Future meeting dates. Financial Stability Committee meeting tomorrow, Tuesday, August 10th, 5:30. It's on Zoom. Monday, August 23rd, 2021, P to 12, Board of Education meeting, 7 p.m. at the Administrative Service Center in the Frank Franchy Boardroom. Monday, September 13th, P to 12, Board of Education meeting, 7 p.m. at the Administrative Center in the Frank Franchy Boardroom. Monday, September 20th, 2021, HFC Board of Trustees meeting, 7 p.m. at the Administrative Center in the Conference Center in the Rosenau Boardroom.
Can I just ask one more question, because it just dawned on me, because we're talking about a Zoom meeting. Did they extend for the Opens Meeting Act, that we're still allowed to continue to hold Zoom meetings?
I don't think the answer is yes.
Or
Ms.
are we
Clark?
supposed to be meeting in person now?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I can get an answer to you
Okay.
on that.
Because I don't want to be violating any,
I know we've gotten information on the P12 side, but I don't recall what they said on that side either.
and I don't remember what the deadline was and whether it was extended again or whatever, so we just want to be
All right.
careful if everything's so fluid.
All right. So we are going to move into closed session now. So when we come back from the closed session, we'll just be adjourning. So if you choose not to wait for us, have a good evening.
Just to say goodbye.
All right, so we're bringing the board back to our formal meeting at 8:40. And if there is no other new business before the board, we are adjourned.